the Roots of the Science podcast with your girl, Anne with an E.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Root of the Science podcast with your girl, Anne with an E. If you are new here, welcome. It's always such a pleasure to have new listeners to the show, and to the fans and the regulars of the show, thank you so much for tuning in. Reminder that we are on various social media platforms. You can follow at Root of the Sci Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Root of the Science podcast. And you can use those platforms to let me know what you thought of the show, if there's somebody who I should chat to, if I should chat to you. Alternatively, you can send an email at rootofthesciencepod@gmail.com, and we will do our best to get back to you. Also, a reminder that you can listen to the show wherever else you listen to your podcast, be it Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or even YouTube. Make sure that you hit the subscribe and notify button there as well, so that you're aware when a new episode like this one is live. Now, let's get into today's episode. Today, we have Marlene Ato, a medical psychologist who specializes in tele-counselling. In this episode, we'll delve into the fascinating world of tele-counselling by discussing what it is, its ups and downs, and exploring various aspects of mental health issues. Our guest, Marlene, will shed light on the importance of medical psychology, particularly in this day and age, in addressing some of these challenges such as mental health. So let's dive in and gain some valuable insights. Let's go. Hi, Marlene. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Anne.
It is such a pleasure to have you on today. I'm so excited to get to know more about you and everything that you do. First things first, who is Marlene? Where are you from? Where are you currently based? And just in brief, what do you do?
Okay. My name is Marlene Ato. I'm from Kenya. I'm a psychologist by profession. Yes, that's what I'm doing currently. Yes, and I love issues to do with mental health, and I'm so passionate about women advocacy and leadership and governance. Yes.
Awesome. We're going to get to know more about everything that you do just now. I'm so excited to get into that. So away from all your passions and everything that you do, I know that you love food. I love food too. So this was like, yes. But you said you love specifically street food. So what's your favorite type of street food that, like, if I had to come visit you, where you'd be like, okay, Anne, you have to try this?
I love ice. And here in Kenya, we call them chipo in our local dialect. Yes, so I love fry. That is one thing I can't just pass by and ignore, like haven't seen it. So that is one street food that I really love. Because I stay alone. So I find it a bit difficult to start preparing food and all that. It's such a very long process for me somehow. So I would love to just pick, whatever I find that is worth eating in the road, and most so fries. I will easily go and grab one and take it. Yes.
So wait, what is it exactly? I didn't get that.
In our local dialect, we call it chipo, but it's commonly known as fries.
Oh, okay, fries. Oh, okay, yes. Oh, you call it chipo. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I love fries too.
We share so much.
Yes. Oh, okay. So if when you're tired and you're like, you know what, this is my go-to food. This is supper. And I'm gonna eat that today.
That's my go-to.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so now that we know about one of your favorite foods, I would love us to know the genesis of your story, right? Where did it all begin? Where did your love for psychology happen? Was it something that kind of just happened, or were there personal influences in your life that made you get into the psychology? So I think, let's let's understand the you now. You're on the opposite end of the chair.
Okay. So I don't have really, very, very interesting story on how it all began. But ideally, looking back, while I was in high school, I used to be that one person where people will come and try and seek for some counsel, for some advice. Someone will come to me, hey, Marlene, I'm going through this and this. Would you please advise me? What can I do about it? Yeah, so that happened for a very long period of time while I was in my high school level. And after I was done, I didn't even know there's something like psychology out here,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah, it's something that my dad saw it. And I think it saw something in me and it felt like, this is one thing we can pursue together. And I believe it will be of an impact in your life. So that I can say it's my dad who saw the potential in me into venturing more in matter psychology, but trying to connect the dots back then. It means I was like a safe space to people where people will come to me, ask me for some advice or some counsel concerning something. And then when I got into my higher level education in campus, I think that's when it became so clear that this is something that I really need to push through and dig deeper. Yeah, because as I had said earlier, so much into issues to do with women, and there are so many things that surround us as women and young girls in our society. I come from a minority group known as the Iteso here in Kenya, and there are so many issues that people face, and in a way, I felt so much encouraged that I could be, a voice to someone. I could be a safe space to people like such a category, a group of people, the minority. Yeah, and that's just sparked an interest in me. Yeah, given the fact that I was able to create a more safe space, and I realized I can do this even better and venture into it more, be a solution to society out here. So bit by bit, the interest grew in me, and before I realized it's something I found myself so much deep into it. It's something that even when you wake me up, very deep into the night, I'll be able to listen to someone and hear them out and just try to offer guidance. Yeah, I don't know if I've tried answering your question clearly.
Yes. The question has been answered very well. And I think we have to give credit to your dad, definitely, for him guiding you into this career. And also, like you said, that it was innate in you, that you always had this thing of wanting to listen to people. So if you were not a medical psychologist, you said that this has always been in you. If you're not a medical psychologist, what would you have been, do you think?
I'll be doing something in line with journalism.
Okay.
Yes, and because I'm so I love cameras. I love being on camera a lot. Yes, like any day, anytime, you'll find me either doing photography or recording something on my phone, or just perusing issues to do with journalism and media. So if I was to do something else, I think I'll go for issues to do with journalism or even media, photography, videography. I'm so passionate about that. I think that's what I do. Aside from doing issues to do with mental health,
Mm.
I am so much passionate about media, in general. Yeah.
Mm. Awesome.
Yes.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's so fantastic.
Yes.
You said you'd always want to be on camera. So
Yeah.
the type of psychology that you do
Mhm.
is called tele-counselling, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
which I can say you're on camera.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
You are on camera. But for people who don't
Yes.
know and they're like, what is
Mhm.
tele-counseling? Can you give us a
Mhm.
background on what that is? And then talk us
Mhm.
through or rather why you chose that this is the type of psychology that you want to do.
Okay. Telecounseling just derived from two words, tele and counseling. Yeah, so counseling is giving guide and yes, guiding someone, giving someone counsel, and now tele is more of the mode you're doing counseling, but you're doing it in form of online. You're doing online delivery. So most of us we are used to the traditional counseling, whereby you go meet with your therapist or with your counselor one-on-one. But in this case, we don't do that. Instead, it's via the online delivery mode, such as via phone or via computer, doing some video conferencing. Yes, and just something online. So this is an online delivery of mental health
Mm,
therapy or
mm.
services. Yes, it's as simple as that in a layman's language. You're doing counseling, but you're doing it online. It's it's online.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic. So how did you
yeah.
end up why that as opposed to the traditional face-to-face form of counseling?
Okay. Most of us, most of the people are conversant with the traditional counseling, but we are living in an era whereby there's so much shifting into the digital space.
Mm,
Yeah, we are witnessing a lot of shifting in various aspects of our lives, and you find online has made life more convenient and more accessible. Like you can be able to, converse with someone who is far away, miles away, and it is so convenient. And also, telecounseling enables you to have access to a very wide audience. Yeah, because I might be, having a session with someone who is
mm,
maybe in the UK or
mm,
in the US, and very conveniently at their house, at their room, I'm able to talk to someone. I'm able to take someone through therapy without any difficulty. So there is so much changes we're experiencing right now. People are moving into the digital space, and it's high time we also try and adapt to where the world is moving towards, and that's why I thought it why not adapt the telecounseling. I'm able to reach to a very wide group of people, and it is very convenient both to me and to them. And
mm,
yeah, it's something that in the near future, I think that's where we are heading to.
mm.
Yeah, and I've just began it earlier. Yeah.
Fantastic. You're absolutely
Yes.
right that we are moving into the digital space. But my
Yes.
question is, how
Mm-hmm.
do you keep that connection? You know, because many of us have had to do things online, Zoom
Mm-hmm.
classes, Zoom meetings,
Yeah.
and there's that bit of a invisible curtain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
with counseling, it requires some form of intimacy or connection. Maybe that's the word. So how do
Yeah.
you create that connection with your patients or clients in a virtual
Mm-hmm.
setting?
Okay. First of all, what I normally tell my clients is for them to try and you know, um, because it's all about the mindset, trying to make them feel more comfortable and make them understand that it's not about the proximity, but how are we in touch during the conversation? Yeah, of course, online counseling has its own challenges. I may not be able to tell their facial expression and the body language, but even through listening to this person talk, through the tone and everything, as a psychologist, as a professional, I'm able to gauge whether we are in touch or we are not in touch. And so just trying to create a very harmonious environment for my client and make him understand that, something we say mindfulness here and now, try to be present in our session. Yeah, so I'll try to engage my client as much as I can and make it a two-way conversation, not a monotony, whereby I'm the only one who is talking, but trying to ensure even the client is involved in my conversation, throwing some activities that the client can do so as to keep him or her active. Yeah, just through the mind, trying to engage his mind, the here and now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing that, you've got the tools
Yeah.
to help you and the client feel open, because I think that's exactly what counseling is about, to have that moment where somebody's able to feel safe enough to tell you some of the things that they're struggling with. And what a joy that we have the internet and we have people like you on the other end who are counseling people far and wide, because sometimes I think accessibility to psychologists is one of the limiting things that I've noticed, because it's so expensive to pay somebody to go to see somebody in their office. So is this okay, maybe this should be a question. Is this a cheaper alternative than going to traditional psychologist, or would the rates still be the same? You don't have to explain your rates, but I'm just thinking in terms of accessibility. Is this a cheaper alternative for someone?
For online counseling, it will be a bit cheaper compared to physical counseling. Yeah. I don't know can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to say that online counseling, most of the time, it tends to be a bit affordable because we are cutting on so many costs. And we are trying, because you're able to speak to your counselor at the comfort of your home. This makes it more easier, more affordable. You're able to cut on your transportation costs to where you're supposed to see your therapist. And the only thing you need to avail is maybe have enough bundles, have enough airtime. So online counseling, ideally, it's a bit cheaper compared to one-on-one counseling here in most of the cases, because of the so many costs you'll be able to cut, because you'll not be able to incur some of these costs that comes in between. Yeah, so it's a bit affordable compared to the physical counseling.
Yeah. Oh, great!
Yeah,
great.
But not with a very large variation, just a very little variation. I would still make some sense.
Yes, no. I hear you. So what is your vision for the future with where you're going, since now you've started school?
Okay. So personally, in the near future, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, I envision myself running some sort of organization or a mental health clinic, and running a helpline, a call center. Yes, because this is something that I want to pursue to the latter, despite the fact that I would love also to have more of physical meetings. But I envision myself running an organization that deals with a lot of online counseling, running my own helpline that has been accredited by the government. Yes, and also at times incorporating the physical session, especially for those that might require intense follow-up sessions. But I see myself, coming up with an organization that has its own helpline, and covering a wide area, and it's a toll-free helpline whereby anyone can call anytime on a 24-hour basis, and without incurring any cost at all. Yeah, this will be able to sort so many emergencies, so many crises that people might be experiencing out here. So this I believe I'll be doing also as a way of giving back to the society, because running a toll-free call center, it really requires a lot of effort and a lot of partnerships. Yeah, so that is where I'm envisioning myself in the near future. Yes, and basically not doing counseling in a very wide scope of issues. Yeah, because we find most of these helpline, they concentrate on one thing, either child issues, or maybe some concentrate on drug abuse. So for me, I intend it to be a comprehensive call center that reach out to anyone at any particular time, that people can access. Yeah, that's where I'm seeing myself in the near future.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah. What a very selfless vision.
Yeah.
And it's so important. And I like the fact that it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
It's crystal clear in your mind of exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wish you all of the best, because this vision is so much more than you. And I think visions which impact the lives of other people in a positive way, they've got a great way of succeeding. Yeah. So I think you are definitely on the right track. So good luck for this, and good luck with your studies as well, as you pursue your studies. Okay, before we wrap up, you are also a reproductive health advocate, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's quite amazing.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
So this was back while I was in campus. I was a student leader back in campus, and during my time, I was able to come up with a club, or a society rather, that dealt with welfare concerning ladies. So from there is whereby the interest of advocating for sexual health rights for female so at that particular time emerged. And this is something that I did even beyond just school, even in my community. Personally, I could come up with initiatives of going around my community back in the village, talking to young girls about what is it called? Menstrual health here, and just advocating for, clean the aspect concerning menstrual health, and giving out, free sanitary pads to young girls in my community. And apart from menstrual aspect, I also focused more on the reproductive health rights, because most of the time as young people, we tend not to be aware of some of these rights that are in line with sexual reproductive. So just what basically I used to do, that I'm still doing, is creating more awareness, doing advocacies concerning sexual reproductive health. Yeah, in whichever space, whether online or physical, depending on so many things. Yeah, I try as much as I can in whichever space to be able to do that advocacy, creating awareness, and sometimes even doing trainings, to individuals, in line with the reproductive health. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think your role as a psychologist also comes into play? Like, there's some overlap between your advocacy work and your role as a psychologist?
I think they coexist, and each support the other. Yeah, because at the end of the day, when it comes to matters, sexual reproductive health, you find maybe, for example, someone might be going through, some reproductive health issues, and sometimes when you try and engage this person, you find at the end of the day that it's being backed up with some of the mental health issues. So in one way or the other, most of the time, I find that mental health tends to complement most of these issues that are out here, and sexual reproductive health is one of them. Yeah, you find, for example, maybe someone has been defiled, and of course, in one way or the other, they'll be affected psychologically, and this means there is need for some mental health interventions to be administered. So, in one way or the other, the mental health complements some of the work that I do out here. So it's more of a backbone. Yeah, I normally think that we're all victims of mental health. Yeah, it's just that the degree varies and the context varies from one person to another. So the thing is that how do we cope at the end of the day? How am I coping? How are you coping? Is it a healthy coping mechanism? Is it unhealthy? Yeah, so you find mental health complements every other thing that we go through in life. So for me, I feel it's something that I find it easier to relate. I find it easier to, ensure that they complement each other at the end of the day, and for me to provide a very good and effective service to people out here. Yeah, it really complements a lot. Yeah.
Fantastic. Wow. Definitely so important. Like you said, I like how you said that it's a backbone of everything that you do.
Yes.
And again, commend you for the amazing work. It's been so amazing hearing your story and the passion for the work that you do. So quickly, before we wrap up, any words of wisdom to somebody who's inspired by your story or even your journey that you'd like to impart on us before we wrap it up?
Oh, okay. So I normally say it's good to try. Just try it out, and don't be afraid. And even if you're afraid, just do it afraid. Yeah, at times it's good just to begin something, just try it out. Yeah, and why am I saying this? I am one person who I didn't see myself, get into the space of leadership and governance. But one day I just told myself, why not? What is the worst thing that can happen? People will vote for me, and after that, life will still move on, and we will still try another day. So if I hadn't given it a try to, venture into a very different space that I've never been before, then maybe I couldn't even be here in this podcast. But because I believe in myself and I tried it out, though I did it maybe very afraid or with a lot of doubt, but the fact that I just tried, I just began, just begin, and every other thing that will fall in place. Yeah, just a day at a time, a step at a time. But the thing is that you have to try, you have to just begin, even if you're afraid, even if you're not sure, just begin. You never know how far this will go. Yeah, so that is one thing maybe I would like to tell someone out here. Yeah, because within ourselves, there is so much potential that sometimes you may not see it right now, but the moment you just begin doing and believing in yourself, believing in yourself is something very, very critical. Yeah, you are your own hero. Nobody is coming to save you. So you have to be out there and, pursue that which you want. Go for that which you want. Yeah, nobody will be there to push you through. It is just you and you. So go for it. Yeah, so I think that's what I'd love to tell someone. Me, I tried, and it opened so many doors. Though I'm still trying, I still experience anxiety. I still, doubt myself at some point. But when I look ahead, I see a very big brand about me. I see myself working with a very good team of people who are there to cheer me up and push me through. Yeah, I see a very, very different future from what is it right now. Like my current situation doesn't define where I'm headed. Yeah, so just try it out. Yeah, it will make sense someday. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for that wonderful piece of advice, Marlene. It's been amazing chatting with you and hearing your story. And again, I wish you all of the best, and I hope somebody's inspired and is motivated. And one day we'll check in and we'll see this vision coming that it has manifested. And to everybody else who's tuned in and listened to the show, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Root of the Science podcast with your girl, and with an E. Until next time, goodbye.